Awesome. Okay, so hello everybody and welcome to this full moon drumming and poetry circle. This is going to be a fun night. The moon is full. This is July 5th of 2020 and it's been full. If you've been watching the sky lately, it's been really full, really pretty, big and bold. And yesterday, you know, with the 4th of July, that was really neat too. Have that big grandmother moon up there. This is what's referred to as the buck moon. And the reason why is because this time of year, traditionally, you see lots of deer with their antlers, you know, kind of growing. It's a kind of like they're in full growth mode right now. So that's why they call it the full buck moon. It's also sometimes referred to the thunder moon. And that is because sometimes this time of year we experience more thunderstorms than other times. So often those names, those indigenous names of this full moon cycle, or whatever the cycle is, it has something to do with the timing or the calendar. It was before the time of the calendars that we hang on the wall. So that's where these names came from. All right. So tonight we're going to be doing some poetry reading and we're going to be doing some drumming. So those of you who are not reading, I encourage you to grab a percussive instrument and turn up your volume and mute yourself for those of you who are live here when that's happening, so that you can really kind of either drum along or chant along or sing along, whatever you want to do vibrationally, use some sort of vibration as the person who the speaker is reciting the poem. And what that's doing, it's making us really listen to the words and feel the words and give thought to the words. And it's also then giving us that power to give vibration and a little bit more power to those words that are being spoken. It's almost a way to take your power back. All right, so we're going to start this evening, and I have this book. Where did I put it? Here we go. I wanted to start with this one poem because it's about the directions, and traditionally, many cultures start ceremonies or gatherings by calling in the directions or doing something with the directions. So I thought a poem about the directions is fitting. And this poem is written by Joy Harrow, and she's a poet laureate for, hang on here, guys. If I go closer, here we go, for the United States. So she's an indigenous Native American, and she is one of our poets for the United States, hand-selected, so pretty darn cool. Her art is often very much about indigenous culture, very much about Mother Earth, and often kind of like this funky jazz vibe that comes along with her too, because she plays saxophone and writes music and stuff too. So the first poem that I'd like to read by Joy Harrow was called Directions to You. And actually, you know what, in the chat here, I was going to, let's see if I can do this. I was going to put nope, that's not working. Okay, I'll send it out to you guys. I have a lineup with all the information of the poems that I'm reading anyway, so that if you wanted to look them up, I can send you in the right directions. Isn't that funny? Send you in the right direction, and I'm going to read about directions. So yes, this is titled Directions to You, and this was inspired by a man named Rainy Dawn Ortiz. If you look him up, he does beadwork like this. He's a beautiful artist, beautiful work. So something with him inspired her to write this poem about directions. All right, so guys, you're all muted. Awesome. Grab your percussive instrument and you do you. This one, I'm going to just ring a bell in between, kind of goes in between these directions or segments in this poem. So I'm going to just ding a bell in between segments so that I'm putting some vibration out there as well. Okay? All right. Directions to You by Joy Harrow. Follow them. Stop. Turn around. Go the other way. Left, right. Mine, yours. We become lost, unsteady. Take a deep breath. Pray. You will not always be lost. You are right here, in your time, in your place. North. Star, guidance as we look up to the brightest white, hoping it leads you to where you want to go, hoping that it knows where you should be. We find our peace here in the white. Gather your strength, our breath, and learn how to be. In the east, the sun rises, red, morning heat on our face, even on the coldest morning. The sun creates life, energy, nourishment. Gather strength, pull it in, be right where you are. South, butterfly flits, spreads yellow beauty. We have come to this moment in time, step by step. We don't always listen to directions. We let that current carry us, push us, force us along the path. We stumble, we get up, and we keep moving. In the west, sunsets brings darkness, brings black. We find solitude, time to take in breath and pray. Even in darkness, you can be found. Call out, even in a whisper or a whimper. You will be heard. To find, to be found, to be understood, to be seen, heard, felt. You are breath. You are memory. You are touch. You are right here. Aho. All right, I'm going to read one more by the same artist, same poet, Joy Harrow. And this was inspired by the images by the artist T.C. Cannon. So I don't know what the art looks like. I want to look that up, but something within that art inspired this poem about color. So we're going to go color by color here in this poem. Enjoy. This is titled Weapons. Weapons for what I have taken in my hand to speak when I have no words. Black. Before there was anything else possible, we settled there, not far from the river, at the ragged edge of night. There were no words or eyes or light, or even being. Imagination took its first breath while we were camped there in the nowhere. Yellow. We struck up conversation. Somebody opened their hands with food. The drum brought forth the language of the earth. An elder woman's voice urged the stars out of their houses to come dance with us. A young man followed with a song that brought excitement to the young women wrapped in shawls who were dancing, and brought forth ancestors who danced with us. Red. Each of us is a wave in the river of humanity. If we break, we bleed out. If we move forward together, we are bound together by scarlet letters of belief. One side is war, one side feeds the generations. We are bright with the need for life. Green. After winter snow, after you have left, after giving up, after the planting, after letting the horses free to roam, after the loving, after yes, never no, the grasses rise up from the earth to answer the winds in song. After I rise up with this shimmering love to sing. Blue. If you really love me, sweetheart, you would not forsake me. For there at dawn, and sorry about that. If you really love me, sweetheart, you would not forsake me here at the dawn of forever. I will always love you, always, sang the sky to eternity. I will meet you there at the seamless edge of sunrise. All right. Deb, would you like to get ready to share? Let's see. You've got, okay, great. And then after Deb shares her poem, we can take an opportunity to just check in if anybody has anything they want to share so far. Okay. Thank you for sharing, Deb.
You're welcome. There's so many to choose from.
This is good. This is like very spur of the moment and just being guided to pick the right one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is the shortest one, actually. And it's just right to the point. This is called Every Leaf by Kai Seidenberg. She is one of the members of the Yalalati singing group with Heather Houston. I don't know if any of you know her, but it's an amazing singing group of all women in Santa Cruz, I think. Every leaf, every drop of water, every leaf on every tree, every feather on every bird is full of love. And that's the whole poem.
I love that. And I love how short and simple that is, right? Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful. How's everybody doing so far? Does anybody have any questions, any thoughts? Is everything working? Yeah?
I find it's hard to drum and listen at the same time, though.
Well, then you don't have to. You can maybe just hold your drum, and when you hear something that you really understand or that you really like, then just whack your drum once and give it some vibration. But you don't have to try to figure out a rhythm, or because I get that how it can be very distracting. So maybe you just hit it one time. Maybe you just hit it right when it starts and right when the poem ends. But the rest of the time, go ahead and take your time to listen. Okay? Yeah, Deb.
I was kind of thinking that my heartbeat is the drum for tonight, and so I can be much more present when you're speaking or when anyone is speaking if I have my eyes closed, and that really fills me in.
That helps. That's interesting you say that, because when you were reading your poem, I went right to a drum beat pattern. So I love that. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, great. All right. I'll read another one and then we'll check in with Matthew and Liam, okay? All right, so just enjoy these words. All right, this next poem that I'm choosing this evening is by Emily Dickinson. So this is an old one. And the title of this poem is Hope is the Thing with Feathers. So I had to look at this poem because, you know, it just sounds really cool. Well, all right. Hope is the thing with feathers. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. The sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb from me. Oh, a beautiful little poem. All right, let's check in. Hi there, Matthew and Liam. You want to unmute yourself, guys? Thank you, thank you. So what will you be reading or reciting this evening?
I found one. So it's called, how do you say that?
Coronation?
Yeah, The Heart's Coronation. The pawn always sits stunned, chained, unable to move beneath God's magnificent power. It is essential for the heart's correlation for the pawn to realize there is nothing but divine movement in this world.
That was it. Was that it?
Yeah, that was short.
That was beautiful. I know. You said the last sentence you said that, I was like, yeah, boom. And then that was done. I love it, love it, love it. Would you like to share anything else?
I can read one. I just
Right,
opened up.
you have a little booger.
Do I?
Wait, it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. It's like, hey.
I just took a shower.
Yeah, he did.
All right.
Cool. Okay.
Let's see. Okay. So this is Rumi. The deepest love is one with many difficulties. Somebody who avoids those is not a real lover. It takes great courage to do the dance of lovers. A moment comes when love touches the soul, then you must give up your life.
That's a good one. Those are some wise words right there. I love Rumi. Thank you, thank you. All right, appreciate the sharing, guys. Haley, would you like to share?
Yeah, so I forgot that I had this book that I really like. It's called Explorations of a Cosmic Soul by Ali Michelle. I was wanting to read one of my own poems that I had written, but I couldn't find it on my Google Docs and everything, so I'm just going to go with one of these. This is called Celestial Harmony. Honor your phases as you would the moon. You never look up and think you should be this or that. You honor her waning, how she faces darkness and walks through her own shadow. You honor her waxing, how she grows and expands, shining her light as bright as possible. You never think she should stay in the dark for the sun's comfort. You honor her fullness and allow her to be wild. When she is waning again, she never fears that she will return to the light. She honors all sides of herself equally, knowing that there is a time for shadow and there is a time for light. All things in nature embody this balance. That's it.
Woohoo! Hell yeah! That was a good one.
I liked it.
That made me drum like boom, yeah. Good. Good, good, good. Thank you. All right, this next poem that I'd like to share is by Maya Angelou. She's one of my favorites. She always has such wise words. And this is titled Caged Bird. All right, and this is really, before I get started with it, it's really all about that. I mentioned earlier about that taking your power back and being yourself. And I think this time of year with Independence Day just happening, it's really, this poem is about freedom and about not being crushed or held back by others. It's just really being your true self and being powerful. Okay. Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips his wing in the orange sun's ray and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown and longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the singing breeze, and the fat worms waiting on the dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But the caged bird stands on the grave of dreams, his shadow shouts on a nightmare's scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. I love that one. So you guys, be free. Don't let anybody cage you in. All right. Oh, Candy, that one got you, huh? You feel that one. It's a good one. All right. So I'm going to read this one's a little bit different. This is called an Appalachian elegy. And I don't know if you all know what an elegy is. It's another word for a poem or a song, something that has a bit of a cadence to it. That's what that word means. And this is an elegy that's done in sections. And I was only able, there are many sections, I believe, to this elegy, but I was only able to find 1 through 6. So what I'm going to do is just read them, and I'll ding in between each section. So this is an elegy or a poem written to and about the Appalachian Mountains from the author's from the author's point of view. I guess that's her thinking. And it's somewhat reflective and deep and melancholy. You'll see, it just kind of tugs at your soul and connects you with the earth. And this artist, her name is Bell Hooks, and she has a lot of really beautiful work like this. So, okay, I'll get started. This is Appalachian Elegy by Bell Hooks. Number 1. Hear them cry, the long dead, the long gone, speak to us from behind the grave. Guide us that we may learn all the ways to hold tender this land. Hard clay, direct rock upon rock, charred earth in time. Strong green growth will rise here, trees back to life, native flowers pushing through the fragrance of hope and promise of resurrection. Section 2, such then is beauty, surrendered against all hope. You are here again, turning slowly, nature as chameleon. All life change and changing again, awakening hearts, steady moving from the unnamed loss into fierce, deep grief that can bear all burdens, even as the long passage into the shadowy dark where no light enters. Section 3, night moves through the thick dark, a heavy silence outside near the front window. A black bear stamps down the plants, pushing back brush, fleeing man-made confinement, roaming unfettered and confident. Any place can become home, strutting down a steep hill as though freedom is all in the now. No past, no present. 4, earthworks, thick brown mud, clinging, pulling a body down. Heard wounded earth cry, bequeath me, aho, the hopes, ancestral rights, to turn the ground over, to shovel and shift until history rewritten, resurrected returns to the rightful owners to pass, to claim. Yet another stone lifted to throw against the enemy, making way for new endings, random seeds, spreading over the hillside, wild roses, come by fierce wind and hard rain, unleashed furies. Here, in this touched wood, a dridge of lamentation for earth to live again. Earth that is all at once a grave, a resting place, a bed of new beginnings, avalanche of splendor. 5, small horses ride me, carry my dreams of prairies and frontiers where once the first people roamed, claimed union with the earth. No right to own or possess, no sense of territory. All boundaries placed by unseen ones here. I will give you thunder. Shatter your hearts with rain. Let snow soothe you and make your healing water clear, sweet, a sacred spring where the thirsty may drink. Animals all. Number 6, listen, little sister. Angels make their hope here in these hills. Follow me. I will guide you. Careful now. No trespass. I will guide you word for word, mouth for mouth, all the holy ones embracing us, all of our kin making home here. Renegade, marooned, lawless, fugitives, grace these mountains. We have earth to bind us. The covenant between us can never be broken. Vows to live and let live. Those are some beautiful words about the Appalachian Mountains. All right. How are we doing out there? Is anybody feeling like they'd like to share another poem? If so, just Haley, and then we'll go to Deb. Okay, great. Haley, we'll go with you first if you'd like to unmute. I saw you too, Leah.
So I have 2 poems that I would like to share, but I can just read one right now. It's
Right.
from the same book as before. This is called The Lightheartedness of Being. Sweet soul, don't you worry so much. Your life energy is precious. Do not waste it to try to figure things out. Your victory is already assured. Knowing the future would simply pull you from the present. You are right where you are meant to be. All other moments have led you to this door and prepared you for this moment. May the highest version of yourself that is ready to integrate live through you now. It is time. It is time.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for your sharing.
Of course.
All right, Deb, let's go to you. A little bit more sharing. Thank you.
Okay. This one is called Moving Forward by the same poetess. If you want to move forward skillfully, slow down, breathe. Allow your body and mind to settle peacefully, effortlessly, like a soft feather, floating down through layers of busy thoughts and actions until at last you find yourself resting in that deep, still place where you can sense wisdom flowing like an underground river. Sit by the river, drink deeply, and your path will be clear.
Oh, I like that one a lot. Can you tell us again who the title and the poet or poet? You said poetess. Press.
Sure. It's, I don't know if that was,
That's okay. We can't find it. It's all good.
yeah, I can't find it at the moment.
Okay, we'll follow up later. That was really beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, Liam, would you like to share?
Okay. Again, reading from the gift poems by Hafez. This one is the 1,000-stringed instrument. The heart is a 1,000-stringed instrument. Our sadness and fear comes from being out of tune with love. All day long, God coaxes my lips to speak, so that your tears will not stain his green dress. He is not that the friend is vain, it is just that your life we care about. Sometimes the beloved takes my pen in hand, for Hafez is just a simple man. The other day the old one wrote on the tavern wall, the heart is a 1,000-stringed instrument that can only be tuned with love.
Gosh, that's so beautiful. Thank you. Such beautiful poems. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Would you like to read, Matthew?
I don't have anything picked out. Actually, if you come back to me, I'll read it.
I'll come back to you. All right.
I'll pick up more too.
Okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and read another poem here for you. This is called The Garden by Moonlight. And this I love so much because it's really about, the way I interpret this, the passing on of flowers. So, for example, when my grandma passed away, my mom took some of the flowers that she brought from her grandma, and now they're in my mom's yard, and those are really special. I know someday I'm going to have those flowers in my yard. So taking care of flowers generationally, kind of what this is about. I love this poem. Okay, The Garden by Moonlight by Amy Lowell. A black cat among roses, flocks lilac misted under the first quarter moon, the sweet smells of heliotrope and night-scented stock. The garden is very still. It is dazed with moonlight, contented with perfume, dreaming the opium dreams of its flooded poppies. Firefly lights open and vanish, high as the tip buds of the golden glow, low as the sweet alyssum flowers at my feet. Moon shimmer on leaves and trellises, moon spikes shafting through the snowball bush. Only the little faces of the ladies delight are alert and staring. Only the cat, padding between the roses, shakes a branch and breaks the checkered pattern, as water is broken by falling of a leaf. Then you come, and you were quiet like the garden, and you are sweet like the alyssum flowers, and you're beautiful as the silent sparks of the fireflies. Ah, beloved, do you see those orange lilies? They knew my mother. But who belonging to me will they know when I am gone? All right. I'll do one more here. This is titled Moonflowers. And this is a life celebration that was written by Karma Larson for somebody by the name of Millie Sorensen. So this was written in honor of her, but really it's a beautiful poem that can probably apply to just about everybody. Okay, Moonflowers. It was the moonflowers that surprised us. Early summer, we noticed the soft gray foliage. She asked for seed pods every year, but I never saw them in her garden. Never knew what she did with them. Exotic and tropical, not like her other flowers. I expected her to throw them in the pasture maybe, a gift to the coyotes. Huge, platter-like white flowers shining in the night to soften their plaintive howling. A sound I love, a reminder, even on the darkest night, that manicured lawns don't surround me. Midsummer, they shot up, filled the small place by the back door, sprawled over sidewalks, refused to be ignored, gaudy and awkward by day. By night, they were huge, soft, and luminous. Only this year of her death, did they break free of their huge, prickly husks and brighten the darkness that she left. All right, beautiful words. Oh, Matthew, are you ready? I don't see him. Yeah.
Not ready.
He's still trying to find his other poem book.
I wanted
That's
to find
okay.
a poem, but
I do you want to
well, I could do this one. This is again from Rumi.
Awesome.
What do I grieve about? There are those who love this physical world, those who love spirit, and those who live inside what is real. Shabalo loves soul and spirit. Maulana Rumi loves what is real. Last night, I was calling to mind my friends, one at a time, the depth of understanding in each, what they need. So-and-so comes up. Why should he be like that, I ask. I feel sorry for him. He is clearly one of us. He is. That is why you are so delighted in your heart, because you belong with us. This is why I do. Inwardly, I see core of a person's nature and the deep value. Then I welcome him here, openly, outwardly. I have come this 1,000 times. When I love someone, I act harshly, unjustly so. For one small slip-up, I respond 1,000-fold. Whereas with each others that I have no connection with, I ignore mountains of bad behavior. When someone finds himself alone in the desert, that's because of some estrangement from friends. I am kind with such ones. I become his servant. So far away he is from his loves, so lost. Have you noticed how solicitous I've become with someone who is not worthy to carry your old, worn-out shoes? I let his unconscious life go by without comment. Remember, the saints and prophets were given such difficulties to live through because they were so deeply loved.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Liam, why don't you go ahead and share again if you'd like.
Okay, this is again Fez.
Perfect.
And then you are like this. A small bird, decorated with orange patches of light, waving your wings near my window, encouraging me with all of existence love to dance. And then you are like this. A crude word that stabs me. From the mouth of a strange consumes you from the month of a strange costume you wear. A disguise you had too long tricked me into thinking could be other than you. and then you are. The firmament, the spins at the end of strings in your hands. Then you offer to mine, saying, do you drop this? Surely this is yours. And then you are. Oh, then you are. The beloved of every creature, revealed with such grandeur, bursting from each cell of my body. I kneel, I laugh, I weep, I sing, I sing.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. You read so well. The poetry, it just flows from you. You're natural. I love it. And
Thank you.
such a kind of a neat example that there's those a few of you, right, have just have the one book with you, and you're just kind of choosing. All you need is a book, one book of poetry, right? And that's going to keep you busy for a while. Just find the one that calls to you. Haley, did you want to share? I saw it looked like you were holding the book up again. Again, the book.
So I have two more now that I want to share.
Right.
So this one from the same book, it's called Lessons from a Tree. I would like to be a tree whose roots run deep, whose branches grow tall. Those who gaze at her become present and enthralled. On the surface, she is beautiful, but her service to life is indisputable. She provides shade and a home for all the creatures who roam. With her unconditional love, she transforms toxins into oxygen from the sunlight above. Even as we cut her down, she is forgiving. She knows the impermanence of living and allows her formless energy to be recycled as nature works in synergy. I like this book. I need to read it more. Do you want me to read my last one while I'm still here, on?
If you would like to, yes.
Okay, I just don't want to step on anyone's toes. And
We still have time, and Deb has something to say too.
I just wanted to ask Haley to put the title and the author in the chat.
You got it. I will do that right now. Actually, I'll do it after I read this one.
Of course, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, so this one is called Warriors of Light. Before walking onto the battlefield, paint a butterfly upon your shield. This is what it means to be a warrior of light, to shoot love's arrows in every fight. Love is the water that cools hate's flame. Compassion is our reminder that we are all the same. Now is not the time to idly sit by while freedom is stripped away and innocence die. Every single one of us makes a difference, whether we realize it or not. We can no longer fall prey to ignorance. A moment to moment, we have a choice to numb, disconnect, or use our voice. Speak your truth and speak it loud. One strong voice can change the mind of any crowd. The earth's bleeding heart can seem impossible to heal. Just start at the place that feels most real. Pick a cause that feels genuine to you and do the best to see it through. Do not be of service out of obligation, but instead show up out of love, respect, and to raise the vibration. I really like that, and I feel like it speaks really, really strongly right now in our whole crazy world. So
Yes,
thank you for
absolutely.
letting me share.
Haley, would you, I think you might still have my phone number. Would you mind snapping a picture of the second one and texting? I'm on a tablet, so I can't see the chat here.
Okay.
And if not, I'll text you and then you can respond.
The second one that I just read right now?
No, the second one tonight. This, I think it's Celestial something.
Yes, I definitely will do that.
Thank you.
Of course.
Haley, that poem, that was perfect. I wasn't sure what we would end on tonight, but I think that those are the perfect words to end on tonight in this moment. I think that is just, yeah. perfect for the now.
Good. I'm
Yeah,
so glad.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me share.
of course. How was the drumming and poetry? Was this okay? A little bit different? Thumbs up?
It's already over?
It's almost over. Almost. Yeah.
We should do
Um,
this week.
oh,
Every day.
every day. We could do it every day at lunchtime. Poetry and drumming. You can. There's nothing.
I think-
stopping you.
I think we should do it every week, though. That'd be cool.
That would be kind of cool, huh? I like it. It's a very relaxing thing. Reading it and listening to somebody else read as well, and then whacking in that vibration. Giving power to those words that mean something to you, and that's something that you can do at home too, right? So you can take just 10 minutes and sit down and read a poem or two, and have your drum there, or something that you can make some good sound with. And when parts of that poem come up that really resonate with you, or that you really, want to spread to the rest of the universe, make some noise. Merge those two. Okay. Yay. So next month of Full Moon Drumming is on August 3rd, and I think what we're going to do is the drumming and painting. We had to reschedule last month, so we'll be painting and drumming together, and it's going to be a guided full moon painting, and it's super, super, super easy. 3 easy steps that are pretty much foolproof, so that you get a really beautiful full moon painting when you're done. Okay.
I won't be able to be there.
Oh, bummer. Where are you going to be?
It's 2 days before my birthday, so we're taking a trip to
To where?
Tahoe.
Oh, good for you. Okay. Well, we'll be thinking of you. And there will probably be a replay, so you can always watch it when the time suits you. And then you won't be missing it. I know. It's different, but All right. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate your time this evening. Everybody stay safe and keep reading that poetry. Okay? Read some poetry to Mama Earth. Isn't that nice to just sit on her and just read her some poetry? That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I like
Thank
the
you.
fact
Everybody for participating.
Happy full moon.
Happy full moon. Mwah.
Happy July. Happy 4th of July.
Good for the
Happy
job.
Fourth.
Bye.
Bye, guys.